And whoever you are, Oliver Perry back again on another live. Today is day 13 of the 30 days to 500K challenge. Daggone it, I still didn't get right. It's 500K and Jesus, Lord, Father help me. 500K 30-day challenge. There you go. So for day number 13, I'm gonna get it at some point, y'all. I'm gonna definitely get it. Just bear with me. I'm gonna keep going until I do. So this is the day 13, like I said. Today, I'm going to talk, of course, I'm going to talk about another topic again, but as I'm talking about this topic, I'm going to tell you a story first, and then I'll get into the topic itself. So the topic today is about emotion. Now, if you've ever driven on the roads in any city, particularly Florida, I'm sure in Baltimore, I'm certain Atlanta's got some, everywhere's got a few. You got those crazy kind of reckless drivers. And these people are emotional. What's really funny to me, and I see this quite often, is when somebody gets cut off on the highway, they get cut off on the road, what they'll do is they'll pull off beside somebody and then speed up real fast, like like that's gonna hurt their feelings or something. I don't know why people do it. I cannot say that I've never done it in my life. As I'm looking back, I was definitely a dummy for doing that in the first place. But this leads me to a thought that I had today while driving, and I actually witnessed this actually happen. The people pulled up next to somebody else. They had cut them off. They got upset and they pulled beside them and drove off really fast. It was an emotional thought and emotional response on their part. And I'd like to talk about how that relates to real estate. How to handle your emotions in real estate. So anybody who's in real estate investing, you hit a point where you're going to either hit something that's a quick decision or something that's going to cause you some bit of an anxiety in that particular action, in that particular deal. And I want to give 4 ways you can handle that particular situation. Really, when it's really tight, really hard, you got to make a decision quick. You got to make a decision fast. You got to do something and take charge of it. Let me turn on the comments here so I can see everybody. Okay, here we go. So number 1. When you're in any situation that is requiring, particularly in real estate or in business in general, that requires you to make a quick action and you start feeling that pressure, you start feeling that anxiety, here's what the first thing I want you to do. Leave the situation immediately. Walk away from the situation, whatever it is. If you're signing a contract, whatever it is, step out and go center yourself. And whatever it is, have something in your mind that's going to make you feel more comfortable, whatever it might be. You go into another room, you get on the phone, maybe Candy Crush centers you back. Take a couple minutes to center yourself again. Once you center yourself, then go back in with a clear mind. What you don't want to do is be that guy or girl in the car and speed off, because speeding is only going to get you into a wreck. Because you're speeding off angrily, you're speeding off out of control. We've all seen it. And the same thing goes for business, and the same thing absolutely goes for real estate. Don't make the emotional decision. If it's something that drives you nuts in the middle of a flip, stop what you're doing, walk out, recenter yourself. Because you have to have a clear head, a clear mind to make the correct decision on the next move. And as the person who's in charge of whatever that flip is or whatever that property is, you are the person that can make or break that action. You can make or break the decision with one bad choice or one emotional choice. Number 2, the second way to handle emotions. Refer back to your rules. What this means is when you go into any situation, particularly in real estate investing, you normally will have a set of rules. Does it meet the 1% rule? I don't want to go over 40K. I don't want to work after 6 o'clock, whatever it might. 6 o'clock might be way too early, but whatever it is, for whatever reason you have, and you have your set rules, stick to your set rules. If it's something where you're uncertain or the cost is too high or you're not certain what you're going to do, refer back to your rules. Does this meet your rule? Does this meet your process? Does it meet your timeline? All these things are things you should be able to refer back to, particularly in a high pressure situation. High pressure situations, stop. Think about your rules. Okay, was my rule to do this? I told myself I wouldn't do this, and this. And don't do it. Adhere to whatever your rule is. Okay, easy. Number 3, call a lifeline. We all have somebody we get on the phone who will be that point that you can talk to and get you back to the place where you need to be. For me, I've got family. I've got friends. I've got a mentor. And when it comes to real estate, I'm calling my mentor. It just is what it is. I'll call my mentor because I know my mentor is going to give me an unbiased opinion, and he's going to be honest and tell me his thoughts on whatever is happening, and I'm going to give him the whole situation. I've done it before. When I first started wholesaling, I hope he doesn't mind me telling the story, but when I first started wholesaling, I got a phone call from a gentleman who wanted to sell a range in Knoxville, Kentucky. In Fort Knox, Kentucky. The range he wanted was $4.5 million. It was the first real $1 million conversation I've ever had. After I got off the phone with him, I called my mentor, Tommy Holt. Called Tommy. Tommy, I don't know what I'm going to do. This dude's talking about he wants 4.5, yada, yada, yada. I gave Tommy the whole thing. The first thing Tommy said to me before I even went down that path was, Ali, calm down, relax. We're good. The very first thing before he said anything else, before he addressed the deal, before he addressed the numbers, before he asked how I was doing, he told me, stop, calm down. And what that told me is that from somebody who's experienced, he's been in that place. So you want that person who's been in the place. And I'll tell you guys the full story on that, because that was an aha moment day for me. And I'll tell you that during one of these days, during my 30-day live. Let me write that down. Aha story. Okay. So one of these days, I'll tell you that full story. But he said, calm down, stop, relax, breathe, take a second. Have that person that you can call. I don't know who it is for you. It could be your wife, it could be your husband, could be your sister, could be your brother, could be your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your best friend, cousin, aunt, whoever it is. Call them and recenter. Call them and tell them the whole story. Tell them everything that's going on. Get their thoughts on it. But make sure within that space that you're handling, it's somebody who has experience in that space. More experience than you. Because you need somebody who can put you in check emotionally, because you're veering down the path where you're going to make that emotional decision. So for the very last one, and this one is the easiest of them all, it's the simplest and sweetest and smoothest one that you can do. Repeat 1 through 3. Absolutely. Once you hit that 4, go right back to the top, do it again. You have to understand that no matter what you do in any business, in any job, emotions will get things messed up, period. Sometimes some people can trust emotions. These are people who've been in the game for a very long time, but we're not at this place. We're talking about, we're starting out, we're figuring it out as we're going along. You know, this is our first or second big contract, third or fourth big contract. We're not 10, 20 years in the game. We're 3, 4 years in the game. Be okay with doing these steps and taking the time to go through these things. Right? Taking time to go through these things. In the military, one thing that I've learned through studying battles and different combat scenarios, you know, and we've all seen it. There was a movie, I want to say it was, wasn't A Few Good Men, Saving Private Ryan or something to that effect, one of those movies. And the lieutenant lost his cool. He started getting emotional. He lost it. And when he did, people got hurt. The same thing goes for your real estate deal. The same thing goes for your businesses. The same thing goes for your life decisions. You getting emotional causes things to mess up, causes people to get hurt. In this particular case with real estate, causes your real estate deal to go awry. So make sure you're paying attention to your emotions and make sure you're keeping yourself in check. If you at all get worried or uncomfortable or uncertain, refer back to these 4 rules. Now, go back to the rules really quickly so you've got them. Number 1, leave the situation and recenter. Number 2, refer back to your rules. Whatever rules you got in place, refer back to them. If you weren't supposed to go more than 5 feet to the left, don't go more than 5 feet to the left and stay in that your safety zone. Number 3, call your lifeline. Have a mentor, have a friend, have somebody who's played in this game and whatever business it is or whatever situation it is that understands the situation that you're in, and have them talk to you. Talk to them about the situation, make it clear, share with your feelings, the whole 9. Number 4, repeat 1 through 3. All right, so let's do it again. Leave the situation and recenter, refer back to your rules, call your lifeline, repeat 1 through 3. That easy, it's that simple. If you're interested in real estate, please feel free to shoot me a message and via whatever platform you're on. If it's LinkedIn, YouTube, IG, Facebook, I think I'm on as well. If it's any of those platforms, shoot me a message, or you can look into the show note below in the show notes and whatever the description is, and you'll see a Calendly link there. Click on that link. You can schedule a 15-minute call with me, and we can have a conversation about real estate, or we can just connect and maybe we can talk about something else. Whatever it is, please feel free to reach out to me. I love to talk to you. I'd love to be able to find a way to work with you, and hopefully you'd be willing to invest in real estate and we can make some things happen. So in the meantime, though, if you're on podcast, please make sure you go check out the Vadim Ray episode of the Oliver Perry Show. It was a great episode. I actually really enjoyed it. Vadim gives a lot of information away, and you're going to enjoy it as well. Vadim and his team, Fair Winds team, have done really well with real estate investing and are killing it in the multifamily market right now. And I imagine they're going to continue to. And they're in Hampton Roads, back home in the 7 cities where I am from. So please, please, please go check that out. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. I also have a YouTube, The Oliver Perry Show. Actually, just type in The Oliver Perry. Not The Oliver Perry Show. But type in The Oliver Perry on YouTube and you'll find me. All my content goes there. These lives are up there. All the information that I've ever done so far is on there and will continue to be on there as we continue to grow. And again, you can find me on IG at The Oliver Perry. So remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. You guys have a great night. I'll see you on the next